Hello users of YouTube, and welcome to yet another episode of Daniel's Videos and Etc. The kind of soldering kits that I find these days can be really interesting, right down to making your own calculator. But some can be as odd as ever. And I don't mean weird, but crazy interesting odd. Here we have is an MP3 player kit by the company known as Velleman. The Velleman USA is based in Texas. They have a Europe division. They got many divisions. So yeah. Anyway, I am sorry. What you just heard there was my idiot brother trying to screw up this video show. Anyway, so here we have the MP3 player kit. It is very, very, very not compact, but it is very, very spacious. And it is pretty neat for what it can do. Not very limited. We have the LCD LCD module. That is actually an extra of about 20 bucks. It's a $20 extra, this LCD module. That's one of the many things you can get with it. Mine did not come with screws, so I used solder joints, or my soldering iron to suspend it, and it's doing it pretty well. So I can pick it up and it won't move. It's pretty sturdy. Going over it, so you got your RCA out, line out, headphone, power center volt positive, 12 volt DC, I believe 1 amp or higher for the power supply. And it takes a standard barrel plug. You have a rather giant diode, a few capacitors. Here's the main processor. This is a, I don't know what this is. Let's see if my camera can focus on that. There we go. There's your serial number. And if you guys hold on just a second, I'm going to get out the paperwork that goes with this kit here. Anyway, I wasn't able to find it, but I was able to find a copy on their website. So here, this is the CPU. It's a programmed PIC 18F26J11-ISP, or 1SP. I can't really read it according from my camera screen. It is a VK8095-IC3 part number. And this right here is the IC.1 VK8095-IC1 part number. It's a program PIC 12F629. This is the RF decoder. This can be used in conjunction with this RF decoder module, so you can use a radio frequency remote instead of using a infrared remote, but the infrared is already provided there. Yeah. You also have an SD card slot. This thing can take up to 32 gigs of SD card, whatever's. It's another little diode friend. So like I said, yes, the LCD screen is optional, extra, and it's pretty good. With the LCD screen, you get a lot of benefits that you didn't have. You get the ability to select the folder you want to be in to play your music, and it actually tells you what's playing. If you choose not to go to the LCD route, you are recommended to install an LED light under here. There's actually some soldering holes for an LED. I don't know. That's under that rubber thing, I believe. That's one of them. Anyway, the LED go right there. There it is, and that would just act as a power indicator. Yeah, and you just put in the jumper for no LCD. And of course, if you want to, you can upgrade anytime you want to. They give you this little card slot for an LCD. So when you want to upgrade, you just upgrade. You just buy the thing. They give you this thing and the ribbon cable. It's already glued on. It's like ready to go. This right here is the contrast level. You can tune it with a screwdriver. This is pretty much adjusting the contrast for the LCD screen. When I first got this, I thought it was broken because there was no, it was really dim. The backlight was really bright, but I couldn't really see anything on the screen, and I thought it was broken. I did not realize that that was the contrast. I thought that was maybe like left channel, right, or like left adjustment or something like that, but it wasn't at all. Anyway, we also have the speaker terminals, which you just put your terminals in there at the back, you screw it in. This is pretty complex. And a Learn RF remote. This can be snapped off in case you want to go for the alternative SD for vertical mount. That would go, I believe, right here. You just plug in the LCD thing right there. In case you just don't want to go there, you just break that right off, and it goes in. Right here, mounted on this side, is a MP3 player, MP3 decoder board. You can pop this out. This will probably screw it up completely, but it is a decoder board, and it decodes the MP3 files that are on that MP3 flash drive, SD card. Quartz crystal, another cap. Yep, that's all. I don't know what exactly that is for, other than for the LED only. Anyway, you have these buttons right here that say A, B, C, D, E. If you create a folder on the SD card that has one of these letters on it, and you put music in it, say for example, you create a folder B and you have your monkeys in there, like all your favorite songs. Just when you're like, oh, I want to listen to my monkeys, folder B, so you click B and it'll automatically go to the folder and start playing from it. It's like a playlist, but you have to create this playlist on the computer. So that's what it is. I mean, they give you a lot of extra features that you may not even ever get, but are there in case you do want them, which is really awesome. You get play, pause, rewind, fast forward. This also does seeking, volume up, volume down, and as well as the folder searching. This is for adjusting the equalizer, as well as selecting for the folder. When you are on the flat level for the equalizer, the red LED, this LED will turn on red, and it is also set like that by default. RND is random. When you push it, the light red, that LED comes on for random music playing. I believe you can put in music folders, like I said, but your music has to, so basically this is how the directory structure works. You have your root SD card, then you have a folder, then you have your music in that folder. You can't put another folder into that music folder. So you can't do music folder, album name, album artist.
Daniel, Dad wants you. Come here, come out, hurry up.
Yeah, so anyway, like I said, you can't do root folder, artist, the Monkees, album, just us, then the music in there. You can't do it like that. It has to be root folder, just us, that music, or root folder, artist, the music. So that's basically it. When you are on the root SD card and you try to look at the folders through the menu, it only will show up as the first 4 characters of that folder will be displayed. So to compensate for that, I drew up here this diagram of all the music I have, MP3 player cheat sheet, and I just created a code like DABO is David Bowie, BEBO is Beach Boys, Best of the Monkees is Beamon, Devo, Green Day, Kinks, the Monkees. Monkeys Present, Remain in Light. This is Talking Heads album, so it's Speaking in Tongues. The Present, this refers to the Moody Blues album, and this Present is the Monkeys Present, and that's the difference. X Dreams, 3 Lives EP, Slugbug Song, Ronnie Daytona's GTO, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Limited, Paul Simon, Rolling Stones. So yeah, that's what I recommend you do. Yeah. Basically, right now I have a standard SD card. It's a 2 gig SanDisk. So that's what I use in here. And they give you this sticker when you set this up. Tells you the information you need to set up the things. Or the adapter. And they also give you these rubber feet. I positioned them in the right spot according to what I need it for. Now there's no spot for this sticker to go, so I just put it on the alternate SD card slot vertical thing. Yeah, so basically that's the rundown of it. You can buy a external, I'll show you all the modules and accessories you can get with this in a moment. I'll be right back and I'll show you guys real quick. Alright, here I am. Here are the optional stuff available. You can also do, there's the LCD module I bought. This also suits commercially available LCD types, but I just went along with the one they sell on their site. So I'm going to go and click on it here. So it's a 16:2 STN gray positive transreflective white backlight LCD screen. Here's your specs. Character font 5x7 dots. Viewing direction 12 o'clock. And there's all your information. So here it is in use with the MP3 player. So yeah, it's not too expensive. I don't know why the price isn't. Yeah, I have to click on the link to see the price. So the price for it is not too bad. It's only not in my face right now. There it is. It's only $28.60. Price on that must have went up since I last bought it. Jeez, that's really expensive. Well, it was a lot cheaper before I bought it, I think. Anyway, so yep, it is that. They also give you an RF receiver module. This thing right here is designed to plug in onto this card expansion thing right here. You just solder in it. It's designed for radio frequency based remotes. There's the frequency it operates at, 433 megahertz. And there's all the pin numbers, all your information. And you can buy a buttload of remotes that you can get with this. Also, this adapter right here, they do not make, I don't think they make the DC version of this adapter. There's only an AC version of this adapter. Don't buy it because this thing accepts, and it only accepts DC current, not AC. I was luckily able to find a DC adapter with the same specs. So you can use, for the Europe and the US, you get your 8-channel RF remote mounted, which I believe is the assembled version. This isn't very cheap. The kit version, which I think you can solder yourself. Yep. Now, if I went and wanted to buy this, it's not cheap. It's 36 bucks for a remote. And quite honestly, I don't really need this remote anyway. This is a radio frequency remote, by the way. And there are the Europe versions of the remote, and here's the infrared version of that remote. Yeah. And if I wanted to buy it, I believe this price for this remote is a lot more expensive. Yep. $55 for an infrared remote. So in a way, it's cheaper to go with the receiver module and a kit remote. Let me see if I'm right about that. Yeah, it's much cheaper if you went the radio frequency way. Yeah, even though they already give you the ability, they already give you that ability to use an infrared remote, it's cheaper to go through the RF way. Because you can buy one of these RF modules for $6, and then you need to just get one of those an RF remote, which is like $30, and you're pretty much good. So it's very expensive, and I think in the case of this, the RF remote's the cheaper way to go, even though it requires more parts. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and plug everything in. Before I do, I'll show you guys the adapter I'm referring to. So here's this random adapter I found lying around my house. I believe it's generic. Yeah, it is. This is a power adapter. Inputs 100 to 240 volts, so it's switching current. It's 0.3 amps. Input and outputs 12 volts DC at 1.2 amps max, center positive. So that's the exact same specs that is required right here. And this takes only 1 amp of power. So I think it's just a computer fan. I think that's the same specs for a PC fan. So you just plug in the barrel connector into the back, plugs in there. And then you just take speak. I don't have a stereo, so I don't really use this part right here. But I would plug this into the headphone, and I will show you guys in a moment exactly what is going to happen. By the way, the quality of all these parts are very good. Let me look at this audio jack. It's look really big, and I mean when it goes in there, it's like you can even hear like the springs or the contacts bending backwards, so it can make room for this new connector. It's or the aux jack. So it's kind of interesting that they were able to put all this. By the way, I got this for about $60 at Micro Center. It's a good, very, very fun soldering kit. It took quite a while to build, though it was not as fun as my Altair kit. My Altair, I don't know why I call it Altair now. It's not as fun as the Altair kit, but it's a good little kit. It's a very they recommend it. The difficulty they say is 5 out of 5, and 5 being the hardest, so it wasn't that hard. Oh, and by the way, the MP3 decoder board, this is not something you need to solder yet. This is not a soldering. This is already comes assembled, so pretty much everything on this board except for the LCD screen, the adapter for the LCD screen, and this decoder board, everything else you need to solder into place, which is pretty fun. Yes, that includes the SD card slot, which was a little hard, so that's why I did this one first. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in, guys, and I'll catch you in a moment. Alrighty, guys, here it is. I got my JBL. This is a black speaker, I believe manufactured by Harman, of the Cardon speakers, but just Harman only. I don't know. And anyway, I'm gonna plug this in here. Right. And there's the LCD powering up. It says Velleman Mp3 Player. And it is going to be stuck on that. Now you can remove the SD card while this is running. It'll just say no SD card on the screen. So I'm going to turn on this. Alright, there we go. It's ready to go. So I'm going to turn down the volume on. So here's the backlights breaking out. I bet that's the contacts for the backlight. So yeah, it's pretty bright. Let's go ahead and put on a song. Press and hold the button. Now in order for you to actually start using, you have to play song. This is Take On Me by Aha. So press and hold the select button and it'll bring up the folder screen. You put on a non-copyrighted album. Unfortunately with this you cannot just simply press and hold the button and then it won't move. If you start pressing too fast, it won't even advance, so you gotta do it slow. Or at least at a normal pace. But eventually you will get to what you're looking for. And there's X Dreams. So to simply select your folder, you just hit that button and start playing. Now, let me turn it up here. Oh, one in Rome, not one in Rome. No copyright. So yep, it's coming right out of there, going right into the JBL here. And here it is, you can see it right here. And there's not a lot of bass in this. And that's why we can use the Equalizer here. There we go. Now you can see the bass. Yeah, that's really moving. So yeah, there's a lot of equalizer settings. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through them here. So you have clear, soft, disco, very weird, live, hall, flat. Flat, and the light comes on with flat. Every other option, it's not. Heavy. I prefer heavy when I listen to the Talking Heads. The Talking Heads, they're very bassy. Or at least they're not as bassy as I want them to be, so I use that setting to boost it up. I can actually feel the vibrations from my finger touching the LCD screen on this camera, so that's how bassy it is. So yeah, a couple of cool little features. If you press and hold the pause and play button, it puts it into sleep mode. And then to lift off from right when you were going, just hit the on button, which is the pause and play. So to turn on, I forgot about this setting. So you can also do play folder, play all music, just within all the folders, startup play on or startup play off, or the opposite. Anyway, those, I think that means it turns, when you turn the MP3 player on, automatically starts playing with the SD card in. Shuffle, you know what that means. Random, repeat all, repeat folder. It's good if you want to listen to Pink Floyd over and over again. So yeah, those are the additional features this thing can support. Anyway, guys, this is my pretty much overview of the this mini MP3 player kit by Velleman. It's a very good kit. It's a good kit if you are that a soldering guy who knows how to solder and you just need something to practice every once in a while. Good kit to do. I use this JBL speakers I bought a while ago. This is the Charge 2, by the way. But yeah, the board measures about, I'd say about 5 inches by 6. I think that's how big it is roughly. That's how big the board. Yeah, it is quite large, but everything's all spaced out, so you can solder big components instead of the small capacitors and the small resistors. This allows you to do bigger stuff. So this is for more people with hands. Like, I mean, I can't do resistors like the little resistors that are cute, rectangular in shape. Those are difficult. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this episode of Daniel's Videos, etc. Like if you like it, dislike if you hate the crap out of it. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. And the next one will be a soldering thing. Yep. I'll see you guys later, and I'll check you guys back in the next one.